Okay, so this is part 2. If you can, go back and watch part 1. So in part 1, I've gone over reasons why being in Dubai as a teacher can be challenging, and I want to just be as honest as possible because yeah, I don't want you to come over here and work over here and be like, oh no, I watched all Sharice's videos and, she only said the good things. So, I'm being open and honest. I'm telling you what I find, the challenges are being a teacher in Dubai. So as I said, go back, watch the previous video if you can. And my next point is actually a continuation from my last point in the video, in my previous video. So school buses. So when I came over here, I was like, what is a school bus? I've seen school buses on TV. I've seen them in books growing up. But in the UK, we don't have school buses. We don't have those yellow school buses. So students arrive to school by car, they walk, usually parents. But over here, I've got literally more than half of my class take a school bus. And sometimes they come to school with one bus and then they leave on another bus, and on different days they might go on different buses. So honestly, it's a headache. It's an extra thing to think about at the end of the day, at the start of the day, but particularly at the end of the day. It's a bit of a nightmare. And I'm really thankful that I don't actually have to manage it. I literally hand my students over to the class assistant, and then she organizes everything, and then they've got their managers that organize the school buses, and they do a really, really good job, because I won't be able to do it. There's too many kids and there's too many school buses. I'll be like, no, all of you need to get a drive to school, walk to school, cycle to school, make your parents drop you off. There's loads of school buses, and it is a bit of a culture shock if you're not used to it. If you're not used to dismissing students to go on all these different buses of all these different people, it can be a bit of a headache, a bit of a nightmare. But thankfully, the school that I'm in, they do actually manage it really, really well. Okay, so my next point, what I find challenging. So I currently work in an international school, which means I'm working with teachers from all around the world. I work with Irish teachers, American teachers, there are Australian teachers, South African teachers, teachers from the UK. So we've all develop different skills and have different ideas about what planning, teaching and learning is. So when we collaboratively work together to plan a lesson, to plan, the curriculum, it's good because we're working collaboratively, right? So we're sharing ideas, which is great. But because we've all got different teaching styles, it's just a bit frustrating when you think, oh, we put so much effort into a plan, and then loads of people, sometimes myself, don't actually follow the plan. I guess it's good because it allows us to be able to teach in a way that we find comfortable, even though there's particular curriculum and standards and stuff. But there's scope, there's a bit of room for us to adapt our teaching styles and the learning expectations to our class and our needs. But then it's just a bit frustrating to know that we spend so much time planning, so many hours sitting there, discussing things, and then to know that it doesn't get used, and But I guess that's pretty much the same in probably most schools. Everyone's got their own teaching styles and learning styles, so I can't really complain about that too much, I guess. Okay, so my next point. When I first moved to Dubai, the working week was Sunday to Thursday, so that took me ages to get used to. So my Thursday now became my Friday, my weekend. So we went from Sunday to Thursday. But this video is just in time to let you know that from January 2022, the working week is actually changing. So not only for schools, but quite a lot of businesses as well. So we're going to be working from Monday to Friday. So we're actually going to be like most part of the world, if not the whole world. So our working week will now be from Monday to Friday. So previously that was an issue because it just took so long to get used to. It took me about 6 months, honestly. It took me about 6 months to get used to the fact that I was working from Sunday to Thursday, and Thursday afternoon was now my weekend. But yeah, that's now changed. Let me see if I got any more points. Oh, I mentioned previously in my other video that communication with parents can be really difficult. Getting in touch with them, and the fact that loads of parents as well, not loads, but some parents don't speak English. So this is all. Oh, I've got a bit of a story. So there's a little girl that gets picked up by her mum, and her mum's very enthusiastic, and she always asks me, how is she doing? That's probably about it in terms of her English. So I then start trying to explain, slowly, and literally after 10 seconds, the mom's like, okay, that's okay, good, she's good, okay. And then she goes off. So then I always then have to find an Arabic teacher or an Islamic teacher to explain something if I need to speak to that parent. So that's a bit of a challenge, that some parents don't know any English, and it can be a bit of an awkward situation for yourself and for the parent, because even if you're speaking slowly, not too slow, but, a little bit slow, to try and, get them to catch up and understand what you're saying. Their brain switched off. It's the end of the day. There's kids everywhere. It's home time. They don't really have time to be trying to decode what you're trying to say in another language. So that can be a little bit annoying, especially when it's like parents' evening, parents' conferences. So then you have to book a session where you have an Arabic speaking person with you during that conference so that you can all communicate well. So that can be a bit of a challenge. Okay then, so my last point was that, in the school that I work in, parents are always right. So parents are paying a tuition fee, and the tuition fee is not cheap. So they're paying their money, which means that, I know it's bad, but sometimes I feel as if the school is very lenient, and whatever the parent says, that's what usually goes. So sometimes it's all about pleasing the parents, because they are paying a fee, and if they're paying a fee, it's a business. it's a bit of a business transaction. So that can be challenging, but I feel as if once you get used to the idea that most times, not all the time, there's situations I've seen where the parents are not right, and heads in the school have spoken to parents about it. But quite a lot of times, if it's just little things here and there, then the parents say that they're saying their idea of the outcome is of most importance. But yes, that's the end of it. If I can think of any more negative down points about being a teacher in Dubai, then I'll make another video. But I hope you have enjoyed both these videos, and don't forget to please subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.